There's a page that sits between your ad and your product page. Most brands don't have it. The ones that do are converting at 2 to 3 times the rate of brands that don't. It's called an advertorial. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what it is, which type fits your brand, and how to build one from scratch. I'm Jessica. I run Sudo, a Shopify agency based in Singapore. And this research on advertorials is by Gem Commerce, which I will also link down below. Let's start with the basics. Sending cold traffic straight to a product page is like asking someone to marry you on the first date. They don't know you, they don't trust you, and the moment they feel sold to, they leave. An advertorial fixes this. The word is a blend of two things: advertising and editorial. It's a page that looks like an article, reads like an article, but it's built to sell. The difference is it doesn't feel like an ad. When someone lands on the product page, their guard immediately goes up. They know they're being sold to. But when someone lands on an advertorial, they feel like they found something useful. By the time they reach your product, they're already warm, they already trust you, and they're far more likely to buy. Here's the key thing to understand: the goal of an advertorial isn't to push a sale. It's to make the customer aware of the problem your product solves. And once they see the problem and see that you have the answer, they move forward on their own. You're not convincing them, rather, you're guiding them. Here's where it fits in your funnel. It goes from ad to advertorial to product page and then to checkout. The advertorial is the bridge between a cold stranger and a ready buyer. And most brands would skip this step entirely. They spend on ads, send people straight to product page, and wonder why they don't convert. The problem usually isn't the product, but it's just that the customer isn't ready yet. Now, of course, advertorials won't work for every product, but they work well for products that need explanation. Products under skincare, supplements, wellness, tech gadgets, equipment, anything where the customer needs to understand why before they spend. If you sell something simple like basic fashion goods, home decor, a standard product page is fine. But if your product has a story, a benefit, and a problem it solves, an advertorial can do a large part of the selling for you. Not all advertorials are the same. The format you choose depends on your product, your audience, and what you're trying to achieve. Here are the 5 most effective ones and when to use each one. Type 1: educational. You teach your audience something useful, and your product is the answer at the end. Example headline you could use is how I finally got rid of the foot pain I've had for years. It works because you're not selling, you're helping, and people who feel helped are more likely to buy. By the time your product shows up, it feels like a recommendation and not an ad. Type 2 is listicle. This is the top 10 products for X format. Your product is one of the picks. This is easy to read, easy to skim, and because there are multiple options, it doesn't feel pushy. By the way, listicles can also rank well on Google, so this format works for both paid and organic traffic. Type 3 is storytelling, and this is a very powerful format and the hardest to get right. Think about the last time a friend told you about a product that changed their life. You didn't feel sold to, you just wanted to try it. And that's exactly what this format does. You tell a real story, for example, a customer who had a problem, what they tried, what didn't work, and how they finally found the answer. By the time the reader sees your product, they're not reading an ad, they're just rooting for someone exactly like them. This works best for health, wellness, and lifestyle brands, anywhere where transformation is part of the story. Type 4 is problem solution. You lead with the pain, then you show your product as the fix. Example, why your skin keeps breaking out and what actually stops it. As a headline, it's simple, direct, and works well for cold traffic that doesn't know your brand yet. The reader arrives with a problem, you name it, you explain it, then you solve it. Type 5 is comparison. You compare your product against competitors or against doing nothing at all. If your product is better in a specific way, show it. Let the comparison do the convincing. This works best for brands in a crowded market where the customer is already shopping around and just needs a reason to choose you. Here's a quick guide in terms to picking your format for your brand. If the customer is skeptical, use storytelling or problem solution. If customer is researching, use educational or comparison. And if a customer is just browsing, use listicle. Now here's the part most people skip. Knowing the 5 types is one thing, but building one that actually converts is completely different. Here's the exact structure that is recommended by Jam Commerce. Section 1, the hook. Your first line needs to stop the scroll. Lead with a problem, a bold claim, or a situation your reader has already lived through. If the first line doesn't pull them in, nothing else matters. A bad hook example is introducing our new skincare range, where a strong hook example is I tried everything for my acne for 3 years, this is what finally worked. One is about you, the brand, and the other is about them, the customer. Always make it about them. Section 2 is the story or the problem. This is where you build connection. The goal is simple. Make the reader feel seen. Make them think, this is exactly what I'm going through. The more specific you are, the more it resonates. Section 3 is the education. Now you teach them something they didn't know before. Go deeper on the problem, introduce an insight they hadn't considered, and this is what builds authority. By the time you introduce your product, the reader already sees you as someone worth listening to. Section 4 is the product introduction. Don't announce it like an ad. Introduce it as if it's a recommendation from a friend. For example, using this line that says, this is when I found product and here's what happened. Make it natural, credible, and earned. The product should feel like it arrived at exactly the right moment in the story, because it did. Section 5, social proof. Use reviews, before and afters, real results. That removes the last bit of doubt. And section 6 is your CTA. Make it clear, direct, and one ask. Not using 3 buttons, just use one next step. For example, click here to try it or see if it's right for you. The CTA should feel like a natural conclusion of everything the reader just went through, not a sudden gear shift into sales mode. So, this is the full structure recap: hook, story, education, product, social proof, CTA. I hope you found this useful. See you in the next one.